Kelvin Hagen. How's everybody doing? Man, I'm reading some great books. I'm reading the neatest science book I've ever read in my life right now. It's called The Divine Matrix. And it's just awesome the way it talks about the universe and how everything's connected. And I like to say you can't live your life compartmentalizing everything into individual pieces, because you're never going to get anywhere, because you're going to be working at opposites and opposing forces. You're going to do one thing in one part of your life that another part of your life you would consider unacceptable. Well, that's not going to work. Let's take some neat examples of how can we change our life. Well, I believe that the best way to change our life is to first, let's fill our bodies with lots of things that are healthy, organic, natural crafted, and stop filling ourselves up with all the processed chemicals and the 10,000 different chemicals that are in our food that the FDA has not investigated and probably never will. Because you know what? All those organizations, they're not in your back pocket. They're in somebody else's back pocket. So that's a good start right there. But here's the thing is, let's say, if you see yourself as something, you really see yourself in something. I mean, what is the matrix? How does life work? How do we generate what we want in life? Well, let's take an example I just read in this book, which is fantastic, of a guy that wants to break a cinder block in a martial arts exhibit. He doesn't see his hand hitting that block. He never thinks about his hand hitting that block, because that would make the block more powerful than what he does see. So what they do is they tell him, and what they do is they picture their hand on the other side of the block. Well, in order to get to the other side of the block, they have to go through the block. So they picture their hand already in a position where it's gone through the block, and the block becomes not an obstacle. Not an obstacle. Because what we think, do, and say is very, very real. And people spend their time compartmentalizing their life. They think they can do this, this, and this through the 6 days of the week, but on Sunday they go to church and they pretend. They pretend that they're pious and good. And they're not necessarily not good, okay? But we cannot live in a society that we don't take responsibility for everything that we have in our life. People want to take their time and separate themselves from the they and I. And gosh, I do some of that when I'm talking politics online. But it's we. It's all we. We do what we do. I am are two of the most powerful words that you will ever utter on this entire planet. I am. Now, if you want to be healthy, you want to be healthy without a lot of the chemicals that Big Farm pumps into our bodies. You want to be healthy without necessarily pumping yourself full of all the poisons that are in the vaccines that are out there, where they pump a bunch of dead vaccine in your body. I mean, ask yourself this. If all that vaccine is so good for you, why do they suggest that anybody that gets the measles vaccine isolate themselves for a 24 to 48 hour period, because they become contagious for measles during that time? Okay? So you want to change those things. Look at it this way. Look at this and really believe it. Guys, message me. I'll tell you some books to read, and then you can see whether or not this is your path or not. But tell yourself, I am a healthy individual. I am healthy down to my bone. I was created perfect on this planet. Perfect as a mirrored reflection of the divine creator that created me. Therefore, everything in me is perfect. Everything in me is healthy. And see yourself as healthy. If you see yourself as sick, the universe is going to say, okay, and they're going to give you more sick. If you see yourself as healthy, the universe will say, okay, and they'll deliver you more of that. You can create the very life that you want. You can be the very person that you wish to be, that you want to be. But you have to get out of this they and I mentality and get into the we mentality, because everything is connected into one string of life. The ancient wisdom knew that. The ancient Native Americans, many of them talk about the web of life. Chief Seattle, I put a quote up the other day about it, talks about this web of life. The cool thing is that science has now proven the existence of what I consider God with this web of life, this energy that is everywhere, is in everything. So, hey, why don't we tap into this energy 24/7, 365, instead of denying that this energy exists and putting the blame on other things? Let's stop going to God and saying, please give me this, God, and please may I have that, God, and if you give me this, I'll do this. God's not going to negotiate with you, and God's not going to be concerned about whether or not you do something back. We got to stop beseeching God to do the things that we're responsible for in ourselves. We are responsible for our own health from within. And in the Bible it talks about this, and in many other religions as well, it talks about looking within. Looking within. Well, how much time have you spent today, this week, this year, looking within yourself for the health, the happiness, the joy that you want in your life? Or how much time have you spent waiting for something on the outside to come so that you can have those things? Well, I'm telling you guys, health, vitality, joy, happiness, all of that is here right now, right here. All you have to do is stop and look within to find it. It is there. It is there already. It knows no time. It knows no space. It is always right there. All you have to do is accept it and allow it to flow into your life. And you need to become a part of it for it to be a part of you. Okay, guys, there's my fun rant of the day about the we-ness that we are all part of. I am you, you are me, we are all together. I think that might have been a Beatles song. Okay, peace.